guys, it is your Gypsy here, Brianna, and I want to talk about October. We are going to forecast, or I'm going to forecast October for you, as well as talk about what's really happening in the stars. Venus in retrograde. Um, so buckle down your seatbelts, and I'll try not to make this a long video. I'll try. Let's talk about October. October 2018. Like I said, the big thing is Venus is going in retrograde for 40 days, starting on the 4th. Some debate is going to be about the 5th or the 6th. I'm saying the 4th for 40 days. And Venus is retrograding in the sign of Scorpio, which we'll talk about in a second. And we have a new moon in Libra, how we're going to end the month. So we've got all these crazy things happening in October. October's theme is new level. New level, but not new beginnings. It means having a fresh perspective on your current life, your current situation, your current love life, job, friends, family. It's talking about refocusing on what you've already got. So a new level to your already life. Of course, relationships are going to be a huge focus for this month because, Venus is in retrograde. But outside of that, thinking about layers on your life. Where are you putting extra layers that maybe don't need to be added? Fall is a beautiful time because we start to add layers in our clothing, on the beds. We've been add layers to our food, and sometimes add layers to our body. But I want you to think about where you're adding layers to your entire life, like your relationship, your job, how people see you, how you express yourself to the world. Are you adding extra layers that aren't benefiting you? You need to step back and put a new level on that. Put a new spin on your already fabulous life or what things are happening. Put a new spin on it by focusing on the layers that we're putting on. The layers have a big thing to do with love. How do you love yourself? How do you love others? How do you love what you do? How do you love how you express? Because Venus is in retrograde, a lot of our life is going to focus on relationships and love. And not just partner relationships, but like I said, family relationships, jobs, your friends, all of those relationships. So how do you love yourself, and how can you make yourself feel lighter? Right? This month, October, is going to give us a sense of lightness anyway because of Libra. But it's a time to kind of sit back and say, where can I be lighter? Where can I let love lead me and not maybe a determination, drive, or focus? But just kind of going with the flow. October asks you to go with the flow. It really doesn't matter what you have planned. The universe has its own plan, so you can just kind of forget about that. If things don't go the way you planned it, I'm telling you now, they're not. So kind of be prepared for that because we are all being led by the retrograde happening in two really different signs in Scorpio and Libra. So there's like this balance that we're gonna play with. You're gonna constantly feel like you're double dutching this month, which is the cool thing because you're gonna feel lighter about it. And if you kind of go with the flow, you'll just get in the groove of the double dutch. If you like this, you're gonna be all out of sorts and discombobulated. So go with the flow. I want you to think about the layers that you're adding onto your life that you can take off, because if you're not leading with love, it's not going to work out. And I mean love for thyself, more importantly. I forgot where it was. Oh, loving yourself, thinking lighter, and new layers. Not a new beginning, right? Everybody wants to start something new all the time. No one wants to stick things out, and you have to kind of stick certain things out. This month is about that. It's about sticking it out, just adding layers to what you've already developed so much. I mean, we're 2 months in, left of a year, right? So don't start panicking about doing something for next year. Think about how you can seal the things you've already developed in this entire year. October is a beautiful month for that, about developing new layers to your already wonderful existing life. Really, a lot of our things are going to be matters of the heart this month. I'm sorry. I know some people just don't want to get in all their feelings. It's going to be a lot of feelings. I mean, a lot of feelings. So I just want you to kind of embrace that. And like I said, go with the flow. If you fight this month, you're going to have a really, really hard time. So if you're type A, I advise you to put down the reins and just kind of get in line with everybody else. You'll enjoy it and you'll be appreciative of where you go and what you see. This month is going to really emphasize balance. And like I said, where do you need to rebalance? Where do you need to put more intensity? Where do you need to put more compassion? And where you need to let go more? This month you're going to feel like you're double dutching. And I really mean that in a beautiful way. I mean, if you know the art of double dutch, it is something magical. But if you start to fight it, you feel completely attacked. So this month I want you to think about letting go of your plan. Sorry, my neighbors. Letting go of your plan. Letting go of everything you think it's supposed to be or how your year was supposed to go. Let go and just enjoy how beautiful this month is going to be. Full of rose-colored classes, love, magic, and really just being in the moment of what you have right now, right? The new levels of your already existing life. So don't think of new beginnings. Newness in your already wonderful things. So, the forecast of October, I just want you to think of new layers for current situations. Yeah? Do not fight the flow. Go with it. Do not get angry. Let the plan go. Let the plan go. So with that said, I want to jump in Venus in retrograde. I am super excited because first of all, if you know me, I just love to love. I love everything. I'm like, oh my God, this is the best. I love it. I just love to love. So I'm excited about more people feeling love to love. I mean, how magical is that? The beauty in Venus in retrograde is that it happens for 40 days. So we have 40 days of pleasantry, of extra smiles, of, a little more magic. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. And if you pay attention to everything going on, you're probably very angry and very tired. So this time is going to give us some time to just say, that was lovely. I'm looking forward to that. So like I said, retrograde starts in Scorpio. And let's talk about Scorpio. If you know the Scorpio sign, they are the most secretive sign in all of us. They hide the most secrets. They don't share as much. They're very private. And if you think about a Scorpio and how most people equate them, it's a crab. Think about what a crab is. It's a soft, gushy little creature inside a very, very, very hard shell. And they stay very low. They dig for what they need. They dig under things. They bury themselves and only come out when they feel like they need to. They don't have to share. They can live alone. So I want you to think about that energy in Venus in retrograde, meaning this love magic is going to come out of nowhere. If you have secrets, be ready. Be ready for them to be exposed. The secrets is out. Venus wants you to come out and let all that love out. So if you've been hiding those feelings, you're going to blurt them out. It's just going to happen. Venus is pushing you along and she is shoving you. It's not a gentle, loving push. Like, go on, get out there. It's get out of here. It's going to come with force and a little brute. So kind of be prepared for that. Scorpios also crave seduction and attention. So if you feel like you are just pulling in all this extra attention, you really wanted that. You really needed it. And maybe your body, your spirit was calling for that, but you were kind of like, I'm not ready for that. Well, Venus is going to say, no, we're ready right now. She wants you to love. She wants you to be in love, feel love, give love, omit love. She wants all of this to happen. Scorpio is going to beg you for a lot of seduction. On the flip side, it could be a lot of attention maybe you don't want. Maybe I don't want to be sexy to this certain person. Be honest and straight direct with people. Don't hide how you feel. Like I said, don't keep secrets. Don't don't kind of lead them on or be polite about it because, you just don't have to. Let them know immediately, like, hey, I appreciate all this. I feel like I'm looking good too. Thank you. But no. Not today, not next week, probably not in 40 days. Be honest with how you come across to people, because everything we do these next 40 days, it's going to be a little sexier. It's going to be a little more seductive. And I don't mean trashy sexy. I ain't saying you going out butt naked. What I'm saying is you feel more confident in yourself, your image, and your spirit, that you omit this lingering smell of magic that pulls a lot of folks in, and you didn't even know you were doing it. So I want you to be mindful of how you express yourself. And if you feel like maybe you're begging or needing, step back and check into those layers and see where that's coming from, right? And maybe, like I said, you're not starting fresh. You're just really revisiting what you've already planted and saying, maybe this window doesn't work, maybe this does, maybe that does, and kind of play with it there instead of starting fresh, right? Going back to October. Like I said, Venus oozes charm and oozes ushy gushiness. So if you're not a touchy feely person this time, I don't know, you better get used to it. Embrace that. Like I said, don't go against it, and take that change in as something magical, and maybe something that Venus knew you needed. Maybe you need extra touches. Maybe you need a few more kisses. Maybe you need a few more hugs. Maybe you need a few more, you look great. Maybe you need a few more, you are fucking amazing. And not just from your partner, but from you too. Maybe you look at them and like, damn girl, you doing it in them jeans, right? Because we all need that love and energy, and Venus wants you to have it from yourself, from your partners, from your friends, from your family. Venus wants you to have that magic. So ooey gooey, ushy gushy, touchy feeling. It's gonna be a lot of public display of affection. And I'm not a huge person that neither. But this month is gonna happen, and don't rain on their parade. Let them enjoy that. Just divert your eyes a different direction, okay? Sexual seduction can be very strong this month. And it doesn't really mean seduction to your current. It could be seduction to other places. If you feel like people are a little more with the sexual, it's Venus. And sometimes, when people want to give you love, sometimes they jump in it really quick, and you're like, whoa. So people just be like, hey, have you checked that? Like I said, at work, if you are the witty one, think before you speak. Because Venus might blur some stuff out that you didn't really want to say. You knew that guy was hot at work, but you might say it this time. Think about it before you just blurt it out. One of the key things, some of the key topics I think you should think about while Venus is in retrograde is death, sex, finances, and taboos. Those 4 things are going to be very highlighted this month, or these 40 days. Now, let me step back. I know I said death, and people are like, oh my gosh, somebody's going to die. No. I don't mean figuratively death. I don't mean literal death. I mean death in how you maybe view your relationship. Death in what you define monogamy to be. Death in, I'm going to stop holding myself back from this partner and just go all in. Death from fear. Death from, insecurities. Lack of trust. Death in those type of things, because Venus is about love, right? She wants us to feel the magic. She's going to maybe ask you a few questions that you weren't ready to ask. Am I honest with myself in this relationship? Have I been given 100%? I'm asking this person to give 100%. Have I given 100% in my relationship? Am I here honestly, fully, and sexually? It's going to ask you to visit all of those questions. And in those questions, some things might die. Your ideas of things. So when you think about death this month, think about your ideas of things. Someone might surprise you and say, hey, I completely changed my religious stance, or I completely changed this. And it may come as a surprise to you, but they have allowed Venus to ask them those questions, and they are comfortable enough to say, you know what? I see things a little differently now. I understand this viewpoint. That's going to happen because we're going to close, Venus is going to close out in Libra. And I'll go back to Libra, but let me just go back to this. So, sex. Like I said, look, everybody know we all grown. Sex is a huge part in your relationship. Say what you want. I'm not debating it. Please don't leave it in the comments because this is how I feel. Sex is important to a relationship. Y'all got to get it on to keep it going. Okay, that's just it. So sex is going to happen a lot this month. If you are single, please be mindful of this. Yes, everybody is going to look extra fabulous. 2 times more fabulous than they did. Like I said before, exes are going to come back and they're going to look good, girl. They're going to hit you with the Lawrence, right? I was so pissed when he came to the show, but I'm not gonna. Anyways, they're going to hit you with the comeback and you'll be like, why did we break up? Ooh, I mean, that's okay. It's going to happen. Look at them, bask in their glory, but don't jump back in. Venus is going to rose color everything. She's going to make everybody look amazing. She's going to make everybody feel amazing because she wants you to love. So when that ex comes back and she looking good, smelling good, pants fitting right, I want you to go back to those layers in that relationship, revisit what you've already built, and see if you led with love. Now, if you led with love and this person came back into your life, hey, jump back in. Venus brought him in for a reason. But I'm just going to say that in point, saying sex is going to play a huge part. So be careful who you're giving it to. And please, be safe. Wrap it up. All right. Finances, right? I hate money. I hate the idea of money. It makes me freaked out to ask people for money. I just don't like money. If I didn't need it, I would never have it. I ain't got it now. But so finances are going to jump back in because for us who don't love money, who don't love the idea of money, Venus is going to visit that. She's going to check in and say, why do you feel this way about money? Why don't you appreciate what it values? And make you revisit how you think about your money so that you can love it and leave that way to more money in your pocket, okay? So it's also going to make situations look real rosy, right? That amazing deal that you saw, it usually costs $10,000. You got it for $10. Recheck that. Read the fine print 3 or 4 times because Venus is leading in love, and we all know what it looks like when you wear rose-colored glasses. Okay, rose-colored glasses are amazing to wear, but when you take them off, you be like, "What the did I buy? What is this? Who is this person? I don't look at them. Oh my God." So before you jump back in, think about your finances with rose-colored glasses. Go back and look at the layers, right? You're just starting a new level on your already current situation. You can't start a new level if you're not seeing it clearly. So make sure you look through those rose-colored glasses, especially when you're spending big time money. Any new purchase, any new thing that you're going out to buy, any new things you're spending a lot of money on, just read it a couple of times before you jump in and say yes immediately because everything's gonna look shinier. Everything is gonna look shinier. Everything is gonna look shinier. Taboos. This is my favorite one to think about because my idea of things change constantly. I am a Pisces. I'm the mother of the water sign. I am very true to that. I change my mind quite often, and I have no problem with it. But taboos are an idea that has stifled a lot of us to live in small boxes. Venus wants you to rethink those. I don't know what your taboos are, but whatever they are, think about it. I'm not telling you to go out and have a threesome. Okay? Got one of those in my comments. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm saying is, whatever you think is taboo, you might want to revisit. Maybe your partner wants to dress up. Because, look, we're talking about love, and I said sex is a big part of it. And you're like, I'm not with that. Maybe revisit that idea. Maybe compromise and meet them in the middle, because that's what a Libra would do. A Libra is always going to be as fair as possible, right? Our Scorpio is like, this is it. This is how I do it. But the Libra's coming in and saying, no, let's look at this equally. Let me try to understand where you're coming from, and let me understand where that person is coming from, so we can meet in the middle. That's going to happen for all your taboos. If you feel like you've constantly changed your mind this month, or You started out one way and you're like, oh my God, I really believe something different. Don't let that scare you. That is Venus asking you to revisit those taboos, to revisit your original ideas, because maybe they weren't even your ideas. Maybe you never asked yourself the question, am I leading with love in these taboos? Am I believing what I'm saying or living? Right? So Venus wants you to have a beautiful space in these 40 days, and she's going to push you. And like I said, it's not like a sweet, loving push, even though she's love. It's a get your ass out there and revisit. So those 4 things are really something to focus on in the next 40 days. Death, sex, finances, and taboo. Every time a new situation comes into your space, pick one of those 4 in your mind. With this ex coming in, it's death in it, it's sex in it, it's taboo in it, it's finances in it. Maybe you had an ex that you guys were terrible with money together and you just ran each other in the hole. Rethink about that. Like death in the relationship. How did the relationship end? Sex, was he or she amazing and I just got to go back for that only reason? But in turn, his whole idea or that person's whole idea was taboo to me. I want you to really think about these things when you're presented with new situations in the next 40 days. Death, sex, finances, taboo. It's going to land in one of those. And because we're wearing those beautiful rose-colored glasses, I just want you to make sure you're asking yourself, are these things going to lead me in love? Love for myself, love for my space, love for my energy, love for my partner. Okay? Ooh, that was a lot. I'm going to drink some water real quick. Like I said, in taboos, one of the big things to think about this month, in the next 40 days, is people are going to talk about things they never said before, or what they wouldn't say usually, because even though that Scorpio is extremely secretive, Libra is bringing that out, and Venus is also pushing out. So you have this really secretive little base where everything is pushing it out of the earth because it wants you to revisit and put a new level, right? Level up on your current situation. You cannot do that if you don't ask yourself those questions. If you don't get in the nitty-gritty. If you don't ask yourself, am I leading with love? Like I said, get ready to step out of your comfort zone, and that's just going to happen because you're going to be presented with a lot of new situations. Venus is going to test your relationship. If you are in a current relationship and you guys had the same issue kind of recurring every now and then, and you feel like you bury it and it comes back up, it's going to come back in a big way. You might even end up with an extra person in your relationship. I don't mean a threesome. The extra person could be your mother, your father, your children, your other, whatever, your threesome. Venus is going to create that triangle this month. And it's creating that triangle because it wants you to ask the question, am I leading with love? Am I currently making the right decisions for me to have everything I need in my life so I can be happy, so I can level up? Remember I told you all those secrets are going to be exposed? They're all going to be exposed. So whatever you're hiding that's really in that triangle, it's coming up this month. So just get ready. And if you're not ready, you better get ready because it's happening. So let's go back to, we opened Venus retrograde with Scorpio, but we're going to close with Libra. And like I said, one of the beautiful things to think about Libra is it is the only sign that we have represented as not an animal and not a human. The only one. It is about being fair and just. It's about asking, does this make sense? It is the whole sign of reason, right? And if you know a Libra, they're pretty even keel people. They're not throwing up, they're not throwing down, they're right in the middle because they are always asking themselves, is this even? Am I being fair? Is everybody being met with their current needs as well as my own, right? So they're living in that nice level playing ground. That is how we're going to close the month off. So like I said, you might start off with all this love, these rose-colored glasses, this crazy sex, passion, touching, giving, spending, living, loving, and then soon you're going to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. How can I make this even? I've got to see, am I leading with love? Am I doing all this to benefit this too, right? Because I'm putting layers, get the double dutch, in my current situation so that I can balance all of this beautifully. Maybe at the end of the month you realize you were being unfair. And in you being unfair, you don't feel like you blossomed enough this whole year, and now you start to panic. By the end of Venus retrograde, you will realize you are exactly where you need to be because you're going to fix it. Because all those secrets are going to come out. All your ideas will be challenged. Some of them may not change, but they will be challenged enough for you to ask yourself, am I leading with love? Is this sending me in the right direction? You're going to be presented with things that look amazing, and you have to ask yourself, are they going to help me? This whole month, this whole October and the 40 days of retrograde is about leveling up. Leveling up your love life, your space, your energy, your being, your brand, your money, your family, your everything. It's about leveling up. And you can only do that with two factors: loving yourself and being honest. Loving yourself, Venus wants you to love. She's going to push it out of you. And that Libra is going to push you up and say, am I being honest? In between having all this Scorpio passion. So everybody's going to feel like they're like illuminating this entire time. Embrace that. Love that. And guess what? Do not go against it. Go with the flow. Just for a little while. Go with the flow. See where it leads you. I promise you'll have fun. Thanks, guys, for joining me for our October forecast and Venus in retrograde. I'm excited. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just excited about the idea of people just being nice for just a little while. Thank you so much for spending time with me. This is Gypsy Yoga Mama, and I will see you guys next month.